Your biggest fear will continue to manifest until you look at it and bring the truth through it. And so I was just sitting here in Italy reflecting on this. Well, actually, I just made one of the videos, daily meditations for the 21-day program to know your divine guidance. And I'm buzzing. My body, it just was channeled through me, which was a really wonderful experience. And so then I found this to be a good time to have my own communication with my angels and guides. And I haven't really been doing that as much the past 2 weeks because if you know, you know. I am back here in Italy on this horse farm because my van broke down when I was in Austria. I was here on the horse farm and then I drove to Austria to start van life again and to start to make my way to Norway. And then after I had a week with my friend who was visiting from California, the van broke down. It is currently in a mechanics, and I ordered a towing company to bring it here to Italy after finally making that decision. And the tow truck was 2 days late, and when they started to make their way to go get it, apparently yesterday, the tow truck broke down. And I don't know, the mechanic is closed until Monday, so they can't even go get the van now till Monday. Today's Saturday. And it's just so interesting. It's such an interesting experience. I don't know if they're going to send a different driver, if it's going to be the same driver. They don't really respond. They also don't really respect me because I'm a woman and all these things, all these human earthly things. It's so silly. But I created this. I created this moment, this experience. It's all a reflection of what's going on inside of me. And for the most part, I love it. I love that I'm here on this horse farm in Italy with wonderful people and community. I love that I'm making these videos, that I'm creating these programs, that I am living my dream life. I'm here with my dog, who I love so much, and Arlo. You guys know Arlo. And life is wonderful. But when I look at the only thing that's really wrong being, that my home and my vehicle are not here and also is broken down, the feeling that is behind that is this feeling of freedom being taken from me, of being trapped, of being stuck. And when I look at previous things, that's kind of the story behind all of it, like dealing with chronic illness like Lyme disease and mold illness for so long, and feeling stuck. Like I wanted to do this travel much earlier in my 20s. Now I'm in my late 20s, but I wanted to do it, right after I started working on boats after college, and then I got really sick. I wanted to do it then. I wanted to go from boat to boat to boat, or I wanted to go from boat to traveling Europe, or from boat to living in Australia. And I, for 5 years, 6 years, was instead doing treatment. And the story behind that was being stuck, was being, not having my freedom, not having the ability to live the life that I want. And when I go back to, looking at other things in childhood, just feeling like I was stuck in family dynamics and stuck in, in certain situations that, as a kid, you can't really get out of. And so that was the story that was programmed into my subconscious and has still been resonating there. And so instead of being victim to it, you just have to look at the things that are in your life that keep manifesting in different ways. When I was working on the boat and I was really, really sick because of the mold on the boat, there was toxic mold that then was very immune compromising and triggered dormant Lyme disease. And so then I was sick from Lyme and mold. I felt stuck on that boat too because I lived on the boat. The boat was my job. I didn't have a home other than the boat. And so I stayed for much longer than I thought I should have because I had that story of feeling stuck. I also stayed in previous relationships, romantic relationships, for much longer than I should have when I looked at it, like, being cheated on, and having narcissistic abuse, and, just having also not a happy, healthy, loving relationship. And this is like a combination of all of them. I stayed because we would live together, we had our lives entangled, and all the reasons why people often stay much longer than they should in anything, like in a job. We create the story that, we can't find something better, or that, we're comfortable. And so that feeling of being stuck has been a story of mine. And I think it's relatable. And if it's not, you have your own stories. We all have our own stories. And we will continue to create perceived realities based on that story in our subconscious until we look at it and bring the truth through it. And so when I look at this right now, there's such a less charge to it than before, because I still do feel quite a lot of freedom compared to like being in a toxic relationship and chronically ill and working in a job that underpaid me and undervalued me. Like, that was my story a few years ago. This is just, it's still there a bit. And so I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, well, none of this is real. Like, this wonderful gift of the human experience is temporary. What I know to be true is that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're here on earth just to go on this journey of remembering the truth of who we are and bringing that truth through our experience. And what I know our truth to be is that we are infinite freedom. Like, we are infinite freedom. We have this infinite soul of ours that is unconditional love, infinite abundance. Like, we get to just live forever, and we get to go to all these different planets. And like the law of one, it's like we get to go on this journey of helping with the law of one. Is this channeled message through there's 2 different books, maybe there's 3, but from what I know, there's 2. I'm on the second one, where it was a channeled message like back in the 70s or something from the group Raw, and they talk about the purpose of life and how we are all one consciousness, and how like each planet goes through like the process of these dimensions, and how we were in 3rd density or 3D, and now they talk about going into 4D, other people talk about going into 5D, whatever. We're in the progression of going higher and higher and higher, and remembering more and more the truth of who we are. And so we get to, as souls, go to all these different planets and dimensions and just experience this wonderful contrast of, if we were just our light being, the truth of who we are, it would just be light and love all the time. But we get to come here where things are chaotic and things are crazy and hard and sad and happy and all the things, and love, like just to feel so much anticipation and so much confusion. Like, that's the experience. That's why we had to come here and forget the truth of who we are, so that we could have this experience. And so when I look at, that story of being, stuck or losing my freedom, I look at it from a bird's eye view, and I'm like, actually, no. Like, I'm just in this perceived reality, this like almost like video game type reality. And when I remember the truth of who I am, the one that's playing the video game, that version of me, that truth of who I am, is infinitely free. And I get to change that story in the subconscious. We have the tools to change the subconscious. We're not victim to the stories within our subconscious. Our subconscious is kind of built until like we're 7, and it's programmed the most until then. So whatever you were witnessing until that time has a huge influence on how you create your reality. But you have the power to change it. You just have to have the intention. And so I love this kind of stuff. I love bringing into awareness, what's still resonating and creating my reality, so that I can continue to create my most optimal and abundant and healthy and happy reality. And so what I would do for this story is I would either just have this awareness where I'm like, oh yeah, haha, like it's not real. But also, EFT tapping really helps with reprogramming the subconscious mind, because it accesses all the meridians at once, and you can bring forward some kind of story or block or whatever, and you can alchemize it and rewire it. I love, brain retraining, visualization, and also just using your free will, because your free will is so definite. And when you just remember the truth of who you are, like in the law of one, it talks about this too. It's like with your complete knowing of the oneness that we all are, and your free will. And I also like to, in that, activate all my chakras, especially the bottom 3 is really important, is what they talk about. But I just choose that all my energy systems, my chakras, be in perfect harmony and alignment, and with the knowingness that we're all one. And with my free will, I choose to change the story of being stuck and losing my freedom, and I choose to feel what it feels like to be free and abundant and healthy and happy and full of love and joy. And so it is. And I allow myself to be guided through this journey to be in alignment with what my soul came to earth to do. But I choose that as I continue to move on that path and be on that path, that things in my reality be done with ease and grace in human relativity. Because that's so important too. It's like we can choose what we want. We can choose to be in alignment with our soul and what our soul wants. But that journey of like getting on track or like getting to where we need to get to can be a little abrupt if we don't put in with ease and grace and human relativity. So I forget that sometimes. And then I have these experiences where I'm like, that was intense. But then my angels and guides are like, yeah, but like, that was the fast track. And you always ask for the fast track because you're a crazy Aries. And so anyway, I accept that the van is stuck in Austria for a purpose, and that the tow truck broke down. It's like, there's so much charge to life right now, and it's honestly wonderful because it creates wonderful stories. And we have a bunch of people in the kitchen right now. We were just making spring rolls together, and a girl is visiting, and she's been here before, but she hasn't been here for a while, and I had never met her, as I was telling her about my van. And then another lady who's here visiting, she was just saying like, wow, like you guys have so many stories. Like, it's hard to believe it when I just like hear it over the phone or whatnot, because she lives in the States. But then when I'm actually here, it's like there's so much life happening. She's like, I live like kind of a boring life at home, which is fine too. Like, I think like we all have our own soul calling and own soul path. Like, some of us want to go on this crazy ride, and other people, like, that's not what their soul needs. Their purpose is maybe to be more grounding to other people, more stable to other people. I feel like mine, being a Scorpio North node and a Taurus South node, is like, that combination is meant to be one of the most difficult, because to have a previous life in Taurus would mean to have comfort and luxury and ease, and to have a Scorpio life purpose and path right now is like learning the lessons the hard way and going through things in a intense way. And so though that is my life path, I also have my free will, and I can choose to continue on this life path, but like, let's do it as much as possible in ease and grace. So a lot has happened in such a short amount of time, relatively short amount of time. Like, when I was at home and I was denying my soul's path, denying my potential, and just staying actually in that story of being stuck and not having my freedom, and like having to live in this way of life that I didn't want to do, but I thought I had to do. Time flew by me. That 6 years, whatever, being in Southern California, though there was so many wonderful things that came of that, I feel like not that much happened in those years. I was like, I can't believe like that much time went by. A month or two would go by and I'd be like, what did I even do? And now it's like a day goes by and I'm like, I feel like I've like changed completely into a new human in 24 hours. Like, the lessons are so much more rapid now, and there's so much more life because I've surrendered everything that's not true, and I've just chosen to live the life that my soul wants to live. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful experience, and I hope, that one day I can put this into a more like a book. I guess I would love to put all of this into a book, but right now I'm just in it. So at least there's these videos and I can share it with you here. This is the only platform that I have been able to consistently be able to authentically like tell what's going on. Like, I have a hard time with Instagram and TikTok and blogs and everything, like telling the story of how things are happening on those platforms, but just sitting here and speaking with you. I absolutely love being here with you. I absolutely love sharing these thoughts, these lessons, these experiences. So if you like this as well, please let me know in the comments, leave a thumbs up. That really, really, really does help this channel. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is wild. I didn't know what would happen sharing on here every day for, since New Year's this year. I was like, okay, we'll just see what happens. My dad wanted to have a competition, see who could grow their channel the most. He never actually posted, so I won. It was until March 22nd, which is my birthday. And then I was like, I love it so much. Like, this is my time to sit and reflect and just, move through my own thoughts with like-minded individuals like you guys. And it's just become such a part of my life that I don't ever want to let go of. And so I'm really excited about the program starting tomorrow, the 21 days to know your divine guidance. And so that is where we're going to work on getting to know your divine team, your angels, your guides, speaking through your heart, speaking with your intuition, asking questions, getting to know, what choices will serve you for your highest good to help you in living your soul's path and what you came to earth to do. And so if you want to sign up for that, you can go ahead and do that in the link below. June 9th, you select the only time on June 9th, give me your email. I'll send you all the content every single day for the next 21 days. You leave comments on the videos if you have any questions, any thoughts, anything, and we'll be there to support each other. And I'll be there to answer questions, and you guys can talk amongst each other if you would like as well. I also have my 21 days to rewire your mind, which has like EFT tapping and some of the stuff that we were talking about in this video, just different ways to work with the subconscious and to walk into your chosen timeline and to heal your nervous system. And so that program is available as well. It's not live because we completed it a few weeks ago, but you can go at your own pace. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, that's available as well. I have those linked below. We can do one-off, we can do 6-month program, bi-weekly sessions. And that is all that I have for you today. I'm going to go get ready for the program tomorrow and then feed some horses and just enjoy whatever is going to happen next. There's just so many chapters to every single day. So much happens in a day. So much has already happened today. Things I can't even explain because they're not my stories to explain, but just getting to witness so much because so many of us have been through so much and are going through so much and moving through so much. But it's wonderful to be in this community on this farm and to be there to support each other and to enjoy each other's company and to heal together in our own ways. And we don't even have to talk about healing. It's just being in each other's energy and, working through our own stuff. Like, your energy is contagious to others. And so what you move through, you almost like develop a code for that. And when you walk by people, that code, if it is a perfect fit, if it's like a piece of a puzzle that fits in their puzzle that's being built, it will be attracted to them and they will receive that download and get to go on that journey of that healing with some of the work already being done because you've already created that frequency of like that being healed and alchemized, if that makes sense. And so when you're in this environment of a lot of people healing and moving through their stuff, it's like the progress can be amplified because of that. Like, we're all one. And if you choose to allow yourself to receive what is for your highest good, you get to be in that energy even more so. And on the alternative, it's really important to choose to have energetic boundaries and to not take on things that are not for your highest good and that are not of the highest truth. Maybe people are resonating low at a lower frequency, lower vibration because they haven't done the work in certain areas, and different energies can latch on, different stories can become true for them. And if you're very intuitive, very sensitive, very empathetic, like, you can kind of start to have those frequencies take a part in your reality and perceived reality and your mind and your thoughts. You might have like a thought out of nowhere where it's like really depressing and you don't even know why, and it's because like, you were at a restaurant earlier and the waitress was going through a breakup and like you're having all these sad thoughts, and it's just part of being one. And also, if you're very empathetic, like, you can pick that up. So you have to have those boundaries. And how do you have those boundaries? With your free will, with your choice. You say, I choose to be protected. I choose that I don't take anything on that is not of the highest truth or for my highest good. And so it is. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Again, if you like this, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.